So our knitting needle is directly over top of the yarn, and you've got your tail on the left and your skein yarn on the right. So you're going to tie a knot by left over right, then right over left. That, my friends, is a square knot. Left over right, right over left. Pull it tight, and it still slides around the needle. It's not so tight that it won't move. Then we are beginning to cast on. So when you cast on your stitches, all you do is twist a loop away from yourself and slide it onto the needle. So twist away, slide on, and you can tighten by pulling on the skein yarn. Every once in a while you'll have to stop and slide them down away from the point. Tighten. Then you keep going. Twist away from your body and put it on the needle. Slide them down away from the point so you don't lose them off the tip. And then for a scarf, this is creating the width. The length will keep going as long as you keep knitting. But I would recommend about 15 to 20 stitches, and I'm going to do 18 stitches. So I'm casting on, I'm stopping to count. Each of those loops is a stitch. So keep casting on until your yarn is as wide as you want your item that you're making to be. So if it's a dish towel or a scarf, 15 to 20 stitches is good. Now that will start to spiral around on top of itself, and you can stop every once in a while and straighten it out. If you want to stretch out your loops, that's fine, or scrunch them up, whatever feels comfortable to your hand, because you're going to be holding that left knitting needle by holding on top of those loops. Now take your right knitting needle and stick it in the back of the loop. You're making an X with your right knitting needle in the back, furthest away from your body. Go around the back loop. That's your new loop, and you're going to drop the old stitch off. Here's an up close look. You're entering your right needle, diving in the hole from the back. And then you're going to make your X shape with the knitting needles. Grab your yarn from behind, farthest away from you, and wrap it around the back knitting needle only. You're going to go clockwise. That's your new stitch. That's your new loop. So you're pulling it through. It's going to be on your right hand knitting needle, and the left knitting needle drops the old stitch off. So I stop and push down my point to get my loops closer to the edge so that I can work with them. Not too close to the edge because they can slide off and fall off and you'll drop a stitch. But enter from behind the loop, wrap your skein yarn around, then drop the old loop off. Make the X, wrap around. That's your new loop. Pull it through and let the old loops drop off. Whoop. Just wrapping around the back needle. Now I accidentally drop the left loop drops off at one point, and so you'll see how with my fingers I pull off that loop, and so that might give you a better idea of what your needles are actually doing by doing it with your fingers a couple times. So diving in, making your X, wrap around, and pull back through. You're going to keep going in this fashion all the way till the end. Oop, that's where I dropped it by accident. So I'm going to grab with my fingers, pull the old loop around so the new loop comes through. That move is basically all you're doing with your stitches when you drop one off. You're letting the old stitch go to the bottom. There I am on the last one. This is where I used a square knot, and so it's a little bit tighter, but you can do it. Now you turn your knitting needles at the end of the row. You just take them into the opposite hand. Stop and make sure you're not twisting around. Your knitting is nice and straight. That's it, y'all. You just turn your needle around, so you start again, and you keep on going. All right, you got this.